Welcome to another class. Today we're going to be talking about the concept of price structure and movement. What you have to understand about price first is that we understand that price do not move in a straight line, right? We move in something called a pattern of impulsive and correctional moves, right? So we're first going to define what an impulsive move is and what a correctional move is. But before that, I want to read to you what the concept of how the market moves to you. We understand that the market moves in three ways. We have a bullish movement, bearish movement, which is basically bullish trend, bearish trend, and then we have a sideways movement. But I have a note here that I'm just going to read back, and then we'll make do of the class. First of all, we understand what a trend is, then the types of trend and how the trend forms. A trend is basically referred to a general direction at which the price of an asset is moving. A trend can be bullish, can be bearish, and the trend can be sideways or ranging. So basically, we've outlined the fact that we have three types of trend: uptrend, downtrend, and sideways trend. But before we move into all of this, we need to understand how the market moves. Now, we understand that the market does not move in a straight line, like I said earlier. The market moves in a pattern of impulsive, correctional, impulsive, correctional, impulsive. So impulsive would be that the market moves in a direction that is predisposed to move in. So for example, if the market is going to go up, any movement that is moving to the upside will be called an impulsive move, and then any movement that comes and does a little bit of retracement can be called a correctional move. So after every impulsive move, you can expect a correctional move. Now we have understood the concept of impulsive and correctional move. We're looking at how the market moves in terms of trend. I've already understood, or from the note, we say a trend what is the general direction of the market. And then if the market is going up, we have something called a bullish trend. And for a bullish trend to be effective and to be tagged as a bullish trend, you need to see a series of characteristics. The first characteristic is that it forms a series of higher highs and higher lows. Very important. Now let's go back to the chart so I can explain that to you carefully. We've understood that the market moves in a series of what? Impulsive, correctional, impulsive, correctional, impulsive. Now what I want you to take note is for every correctional and impulsive move, we seem to create something called a higher high. Now we are going to tag this for example, this is a low, and after that low we have a high, right? This would automatically be called a high, and we'll tag it as H. After this high we have what? Another low, right? But guess what? This low in particular is higher than this low, thereby we're making this one what? Our what? Higher low. Oh, sorry, I wanted to target higher low. So this will thereby be called our higher low, right? A low, a high, and then a higher low followed by what? Another high, which in display in the view of sight is higher than the previous high. So obviously that would be called what? A higher high. HH. So HH stands for higher high. Now what do we see here? We have another low. Guess what? The low as well is higher than this low. So that would automatically be called a higher low. Now, having seen this structure already, this will be what we call or tag a bullish trend. A bullish trend is a series of upward movements that consist of series of higher highs and higher lows. So this is a low, higher, a high, and then a higher low because it's higher than this one. Then we create another impulsive move giving us a higher high, and then if you keep doing that, it will be impulsive, correctional, creating higher highs and higher lows. I hope this video is short enough and very simple. But before we go and I end this video, I will be closing by explaining or showing us the graphical representation of what I just said. So for example, in this chart we have an impulsive move followed by a correctional move, then an impulsive move followed by a correctional move, then an impulsive move followed by a correctional move, and then impulsive, correctional, impulsive. Now if you take this line out, is basically not as perfect as I've drawn it in the example, but this would be a low, a high, a higher low, a higher high, a higher low, a higher high, higher low, higher high, higher low, higher high. In terms of what direction, this is a bullish trend. I hope this video is simple enough, and I'll in the next video talking about a downtrend and how a downtrend work. The truth is that it's basically the opposite, right? And you don't have to stress yourself much about it. So see you in the next video.